When a show has been going on for as long and successfully as NCIS, there are bound to be some really iconic guest star appearances, and NCIS has had plenty. There are some characters we wish would make a return and bring us the same type of joy we experienced the first time around. Today, we are going to talk about some of the recent guest appearances on the show fans would love to see once again in the upcoming season. Let's dive right into it. First up, Piper. We are hoping that the point of the new season is to dig deeper into the lives of certain characters, and if that's going to be the case, we believe that it would only make sense to shed more light on Casey and her relationship with a new love interest, Piper. Diona Reasonover just joined the cast as Casey Hines back in season 15 of NCIS as a replacement to Polly Parrott's Abby Shudo. Since then, she has managed to become a popular and highly loved character on the show. However, her character stayed one-dimensional for a long time, since there was practically no information about her personal life outside of work. All of that changed when Piper, played by Tess Aubert, was introduced to the show, and the two struck up a romance. Tess made an appearance in the show on an episode titled All Hands, and ever since then, we're hoping for her to be more involved in the show. Tess has been working in the industry since 2014, and also made appearances in shows like Shameless, Criminal Minds, Atypical, Unbelievable, and Dear Evan Hansen. Basically, ever since she joined NCIS, Casey had remained quiet not only about who she is outside of work, but her sexual orientation was also never really brought up. In the episode Starting Over, when Casey isn't working on investigations, she reveals to her colleagues that she's in a relationship with the woman, Piper. She said it was still very early to be sure, but the fact that Piper had already been introduced indicates this could become someone very important to Casey. So far, all we know about Piper is that she works in the robotics lab, and even though she might not be working side by side with Casey in the same department, we know the two definitely have lots of things in common and can easily see one another at work on a regular basis. Now, fans' reactions to Piper's character. Fans were thrilled for Casey for finally having a potential love match in the form of a fellow lab technician. Even the official Twitter page for the show tweeted about being excited for Casey and Piper's new romance. And as a response to that, fans are overjoyed with excitement, saying that they're extremely happy with the budding romance. Other fans hyperventilated online over the fact that Casey has a girlfriend. At the same time, there were people who were happy about having a gay character in the show. We know how much representation matters, and we are here for it. Okay, but not everyone was convinced. There were also fans who believed that Piper was simply placed in the show to bring Casey and Katrina Law's Jessica together. Well, the show's progression has clearly shown that Knight is meant to be with someone else, but who knows where these relationships are gonna go? All we know is, at this point in time, when it comes to Piper and Casey, we are all in. Next up, Victoria Palmer. Full name, Victoria Elizabeth Palmer. Victoria is the daughter of our beloved medical examiner, James Palmer, and his wife, who is sadly no longer in the picture, Brina Palmer. Victoria was born on February 3rd, back in 2015. Well, at least that's the date her birth was announced, so we'll go with that. And the girl was named after Victoria Mallard, Dawn Mallard's late mother. Victoria loses her mother to COVID-19 towards the end of 2020, when she's about to turn 6 years old. Recently, her character was shown to receive the Leroy Jethro Gibbs Scholarship. In case you don't remember, Brina informs her husband of her pregnancy using the picture prompt game Symbolese, which he didn't get and had to be told by Tony during a really adorable scene. 12-year-old Ella Graper plays the role of 7-year-old Victoria. We're not sure why the decision of an older kid to play a 7-year-old was made, but we're also not certain if Victoria was actually both in 2015 or what the real timeline of her existence is. So we can't exactly say that Victoria is 7 and not older. The child actor Ella has a fairly strong background in theater, and she has attended TUT's Humphrey School of Musical Theater back in Houston, Texas. Ella moved to New Jersey with her mother 3 years ago so she could live closer to New York City and to Shuffles NYC, the professional performance prep and Broadway dance center for her training. We're excited to see more of Victoria because her dad just began a new relationship with Jessica, and as a kid who experienced their mother's death, fans are really intrigued by the idea of seeing her deal with the fact that her father is dating in the upcoming season. Next is Carol Wilson. Are you even surprised that Carol made the list? Wilson works at the Center for Disease Control, and when she first appeared in the show, it was revealed that she is friends with our former favorite forensic scientist, Abigail Shudo. Fans of the show are really looking forward to seeing the character in the upcoming season, ever since Meredith Eaton returned to play Carol this season. And why wouldn't they want to see more of her? This year, Carol returned to the show for the first time since season 11. Basically, this time around, Jimmy and Casey got exposed to a deadly biotoxin during an investigation of a dead intruder at Quantico. And who who did they call for help? That's right, it's Carol. She returns to the show and provides her assistance as they find an antidote to save Casey and Jimmy's lives. Well, fans are all but ready for Wilson to return for some more action sooner rather than later, especially since we had to wait for 7 whole seasons to get her back. And if you ask us, it makes sense that we're anxious. Who wants to wait for so long to have a character they love so dearly return seldom and for a short amount of time? So, despite the fact that we don't want any of our other beloved characters to find themselves becoming prey to yet another deadly virus, we also know that if Carol is to return to the show in season 20, we're going to have to risk it. And honestly, should we even be afraid? As long as we've got Carol, we shouldn't have any fears, right? And now, Miguel Torres. We all know the story of how Torres didn't grow up with his father around. He has had a troubled relationship with his father, Miguel Torres, who, as it turns out, is actually an agent working with the CIA. We see Nick talk to Max about his father as the dust settles after their big argument, and Max shares that he cannot get over the fact that his father is gone. As he explains that he has a lot of questions, like why it was his father who had to die and not him, Nick shares that there are some questions we just never find an answer to. One of those questions turns out to be about Nick's father, who walked out on him, his sister, and mother when Nick was merely 5 years old. For 30 years, the man felt abandoned and questioned why Miguel left. All of that changed in season 18 when Nick came face to face with his father. Nick found out that he left in order to protect his family, and after some complications, he was willing to give his old man the benefit of the doubt and let bygones be bygones. However, the man cleared out of his hotel room, abandoning Nick once again. We have seen Torres evolve since then, as he has other people in his life to give him both loyalty and respect. And as cheesy as it sounds, he saw a dad in Gibbs, and the rest of NCIS became his accidental family. Now that the man has been having a hard time, and as it appears, he's going to continue to go down a deeper, darker path in season 20. We'd really like to see some conclusion to this absent father trope. Now, more about the actor who plays Nick's father on the show. Cuban-American actor Stephen Bauer, who plays the role of Miguel Torres, has over 200 credits as an actor. He has been a part of Ray Donovan, Breaking Bad, as well as its spin-off, Better Call Saul, Supergirl, Netflix's Queen of the South, and was also a part of 2 of Zayn Malik's music videos. The man definitely has a seriously impressive resume and has managed to captivate the audience in his brief appearance as Nick's father. So, aside from wanting him to appear in the upcoming season for the sake of Nick's story arc, we would really like to see more of the actor Stephen Bauer because he's definitely made his mark. That's a wrap for this video. Can you think of any more characters you'd like to see return as guest stars in the show? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.